December 2nd of this month marks a major achievement in physics. Through 25, they first split the atom, and it relates back to this site. Merry Christmas.
Let's take a moment.
But a little explanation is needed. So, at the onset of World War II, a group of European scientists theorized, we can split the atom in a chain reaction that releases a lot of energy. Interesting. Since it was wartime, a lot of governments looked at that and went, but what if we weaponize it? So, you get a lot. So then the European scientists leave Europe because Nazis, and they all head to America, where you get the Manhattan Project, which is already talked about a lot. Heck, there was a movie last year about it. So, Manhattan Project. Let's split an atom, weaponize it for the United States. Maybe, who knows? Maybe end the war. So, you get this group. It becomes a race to weaponize this material. And our first stepping stone on the way to the nuke was CP-1. A pile of half-finished material. It wasn't even done. In terms of, as the patent stated, CP-1, the first nuclear reactor, it was in this little 60 by 30 squash court under Stagg Field in Chicago. Its purpose, as stated by its patent, the present invention relates to the general subject of nuclear fission and particularly to the establishment of self-sustaining neutron chain fission, just establishing some sort of energy flow. In systems embodying uranium having a natural isotopic content. It's a complicated way to say, hey, we're building a reactor. This Herculean task was headed by Enrico Fermi. Yes, that Enrico Fermi, Fermilab Fermi, and this 48 men, 1 woman, which included Leo Salazar, a major great of the Manhattan Project, another European physicist. So, they built CP-1 and this little squash court, 60 by 30. And eventually, December 2nd, it becomes time to test. It was a day described as being of just quiet. It was a day described as being, as one of the physicists described, calm routine. So, the day went like this. So, a bit after 10, the emergency rod, which Fermi called ZIP, was pulled out. This allowed reactions to happen within the reactor. 10:37, the control rod was pulled out, and then over the course of the day until about 11:25, they continually pulled it out. This was about, it was all the times. At 11:35, the automatic safety rod was withdrawn. Now, it's a little weirdly stated, but they heard a loud thud. This was because it was set too low and actually fell. Then 11:35 to 2, they went to lunch. All these reactions so far, when they were pulling it out, any reactions could have started at any time. but none became critical, which means the reaction created. It did what it needed to. It was always an increased rate of fission, and then it leveled out. So 220, it reset the reactor, and then from 250 to 320, it continued to pull it out. 325, the control rod was pulled out a foot more. Criticality was obtained, and it came in actually, interestingly, the sound of a loud rattle from the detectors. About 4, they had shut it down. Now, what does this mean? Well, it means you now can split the atom. Stepping stone to the nuclear reactor. Great, amazing. That continued with CP-2, which was made from similar parts from CP-1 and was actually a finished version. All these physicists went on to do great things. And this was the marker for it. Around in a circle, this marks the 40 feet under me, remnants of some of CP-1. All the remnants that did not go into CP-2 are buried here. It is a little bit more radioactive than normal, but nothing that I'm not currently dying. At least I don't think. So, on the reactor, this reaction at 325 started the nuclear age. This new age could end all others on this little 60 by 30 squash court in a dim Chicago court on December 2nd, 1942. In a record of human ingenuity, this is Spartan Archives number 2, signing off.